I'm going to be teaching you how to make 3 easy masks at home. Before we begin, you are going to need the following supplies: a pair of scissors, a measuring tape, some string. This will be for the ear loop, so pick something comfortable, a patterned cotton fabric. I have 1 yard of this bumblebee print, a filter fabric, which I have 2 yards of this unbleached muslin fabric, a small sewing kit, which we will use later on for mask 2 and 3, 2 hair ties, and a sewing machine, which will be used for mask 3. Now let's cut our fabric. We're going to need 1 piece of our cotton print cut to an 18 by 11 inch rectangle. With the print side down, take the long edges and fold it in until they meet in the center, making sure to hold down the creases. You can do this by flattening it out straight with your hands, or you can do it like I did by using the edge of my nail to cut the creases. You'll also notice I used a piece of fabric that had writing in it. I did this as an effort not to waste the fabric. Once you've made your first folds, flip it gently so they are now underneath with a smooth surface facing up. You're going to repeat the same process of folding the long edges to meet in the middle. Again, gently flip so your original folds are facing the top. Take your hair ties, slide them down on each end so they meet with more than 1/3 of the fabric left in the center. You will eventually be adjusting this to fit your face, so don't feel as though you need to make it perfect. Then fold over both edges and place one inside of the other. Again, you will be adjusting to your face, so this does not need to be perfect. Flip it over and you will see the front of the mask. You may need to gently pull the edges to open up the center. And there you have it, an easy no-sew mask. You can also use a scarf or an old t-shirt as the fabric. Make it your own. If you're feeling adventurous, there is also a hand stitch and sewing machine version that are coming up next. For the hand sewn version, you're going to take that 18 by 11 inch piece of fabric and follow those exact same steps as you did in the no-sew version. Once you've finished and completed your mask, you are going to take that extra muslin fabric and cut the exact same size as the folded mask that you have now. The objective for this mask is to add an extra layer of fabric to act as another filter. Once you have that piece of fabric cut, you're going to fold along the long edges again and pin them down. You're going to repeat the same process on the opposite edges on the short end. You're going to take your needle and thread and start stitching down each corner and in between each edge, so that way there's no fabric that will pop up. Once you're done, you're going to lay it along the mask so that way the smooth side is facing up. You're going to stitch this onto the mask to prevent it from sliding anywhere and keeping down those folded edges from the no-sew version down. If you decide that you had made your mask too small, this can be another way to make it larger without having to start over and wasting fabric. Once you have it completed, put it on your face and see how it fits. There are many ways that you can make this mask. I'm only showing you a guideline, so please take any creative integrity you wish. The sewing version is coming up next. You will need a machine for this. You will be using the same materials as before, but different dimensions and a different approach. This time you're going to be using a 10-inch by 6-inch piece of fabric, both on the print and on the muslin fabric. What I have done here is taking the fabric along the long edge and folding it in about 1/4 inch of the way, pinning it down so that way when I go to the sewing machine, it's not going to unfold on me. Once you've done that for both sides, you're now going to take the shorter edges and fold them in about 1 inch of the way. Again, this is going to be a little bit different based off the size of your face, so take this lightly. Once you fold them over, pin them down again the same way as you did before, so that way the heads are facing out for you to easily pull while you sew. What I ended up doing here is taking the corners and cutting them at an angle so that way when you're sewing them down, there's not going to be any pieces that are going to be peeking out from your mask. You're now going to take that string and thread it through the short edge. I ended up using a piece of wood and taping it down so that way I can easily pull the string through the loop. Once you get both sides done, you're going to tie each end, but before you pull it through to the inside of the fabric, make sure it fits your face. You're going to have to adjust this a couple times to make sure it fits. Once it fits, pull it through so that way the knot is now on the inside of the fabric. You can see here, once I fitted it to my face, I did a small little pleat at the bottom of the mask and pinning it down so that way it fits my chin. You're going to take that to the sewing machine, do a simple little stitch, and that way it'll stay fit to your face. Once you get this down to size, you'll be able to pull the string taut so that way you can get it around your ears. Once you find out the right size and fit of your face, you can do this with multiple different kinds of fabrics. You can use t-shirts, you can use scarves, any sort of additional fabric that you might have laying around. Hopefully these tutorials are helpful for you in making your own mask at home. Please do the right thing and follow CDC guidelines when going out into public and going into populated areas. Making sure that you're wearing your mask, whether it be homemade or one that you obtained earlier, and wearing gloves in any sort of situation where you deem necessary. Stay safe, stay healthy, and be well, my friends.